does move over to the base, JSL is going to be in a lot of trouble and could lose the majority of his probes. So yeah, very, very important. I mean, there's no reason to just stop at one observer, in my opinion. You can get 2, 3. It's always nice to have one in your base, so you don't have to, say if you've scouted the base with somebody, with your observer, you don't have to trail it back all the way in order to be able to fend off the one Banshee that's just killed all your probes and is running away as you come in with your observer. So yeah, very important, I find, have one observer scouting the base. And also, if you have scouted the base with an observer, you don't have to hang around in the base. You can quite easily bring that observer to the front of his base, which gives you an alert if he's moving out or not. That is always really useful, and you can keep poking back in and out, in and out. There's no, there's no set rule about this kind of play, but we do see JSL is now throwing down a pylon in a proximity position. Always nice to be able to do that as a Protoss player in order to warp in units in a forward area. And quite a lot of Chrono Boost on these next side, although that being said, there's not as much on this one, so he has been keeping up with the Chrono Boost there. And again, always a very important aspect of Protoss play, keep making sure that you do keep up with that Chrono Boost and making sure that you don't overpile a lot of energy. We do see now that is quite a lack of saturation on both of these bases, actually. Again, you just keep producing the probes, and there is a bit of minerals stocked up here, so keep producing the probes. Make that post-it note, put it on the side of your screen, probes and pylons, keep making them constantly. And we do see a second robotics bay now down for JSL, and this is something that a lot of players don't do, especially at the lower levels, is keep on top of their minerals. And 2 robotics facilities is a really nice way of keeping on top of those minerals, as you can just grab yourself a lot of units, big expensive units. Although these the geysers, when you do take this second expansion, if you are running off 2 robo bays, you really need to saturate these 2 geysers as soon as possible in order to keep on top of the production. And it seems like JSL is going to be moving out with this force again. I'm not so sure that's going to be wise. There is a siege tank at the top of here, and the Terran player has wisely chosen to go for a sensor tower, actually, which is useful. And most players actually don't get sensor towers. But anyway, this is not Terran tutorials. This is Protoss tutorials, what am I on about? We do see now, actually, the Terran is not moving out with these Banshees, even though he has researched the cloak and stuff like that. In effect, this cloak could have won the Terran the game, as Sebastian does not have a second observer, and I'm going to keep pointing that out. Lots of observers, so useful, and keeps you in such a more commanding position within any game, really. And at this point, JSL could have quite easily won this game. We do see a lot of Colossi just hanging out in the back here, a few units here and a few units there. Could break down these back rocks here. You always want to keep your units doing things for you, like be it scouting or opening extra paths to your enemy's front lines, in order to be able to just kind of keep applying the pressure, keeping your APM up for one as well, which always benefits any kind of style of play, really, in order to be able to just kind of make yourself a better gamer, in essence. So now, it seems like all these units are very idle. It would be good to kind of just group up these units and 1A in. It would just win the game, in essence. This is a bronze level play. At some point I do want to bring more level plays, more higher levels plays, in order to kind of ramp up what is applicable to other players, etc, etc. And as you can see, Sebastian just lifting up that SCV there, but you really need to, I would say, if you want to harass a probe mineral line with Phoenix, you need 3 or 4 Phoenix in order to be able to, make a really useful effect of that. Although there's nothing wrong with getting 1 Phoenix out in order to just be able to scout the high ground for when you actually make an attack. I often do this. I will go 2-gate Void Ray into Blink Stalkers with a Phoenix, which really piles on a lot of pressure early on game. But that's by the by. I'm actually going to do a tutorial on that at some point, because it's a really good tactic. And I should be doing it for the UEN.com at some point. I'm going to plug them, the UEN.com, because they're great. And soon, once I get the codec issues sorted with an intro video, I'm going to be doing some videos for them as well. So yeah, go to the UEN.com, and they also have a YouTube channel. Anyway, back to this game. We do see now Sebastian going for a Void Ray. Very, very nice units, even after patch. People kind of look at the Void Ray nerf or buff as a bit of a confusing one, but Void Rays are still extremely viable, and in fact even more viable, more so in like a big army composition. I use Void Rays quite a lot because they're really good units, not in a cheesy way, but in a way which kind of makes them just so useful. So we do see a lot of minerals piled up for JSL at this point. He is making the forwards push into the base of Reyna, but with these minerals piled up, you could quite easily expand to 1 or 2 times, as well as throw down lots more gateways. If you're on 2 base, there's no reason you can't throw down a lot of gateways in order to just be able to get rid of a lot of those minerals. Say like you throw down 8 gateways or whatever, you can just spam zealots, and that will get rid of your minerals and still leave you in a position where you've got a really, really strong force. Now JSL is moving in. Nice use of Guardian Shields here, although these units are going to be able to rip apart this. Nice placement of siege tanks here, but it's not going to be too much effect, as these units are just going to ruffle stomp everything in this base. And I just do want to come back to the fact that these units are very idle up here. It's always nice to have all your like tech unit structures to be rallied into a point where like it's defending both bases. So if you have all these unit creating structures rallied down to here, then you know to come here, pick all those units up and send them to wherever you need them to be. So now we do see Reyna using this cloak after 20 minutes of having it, and going to be shooting down a lot of these units, and JSL is going to be forced to retreat. But this is pretty much all I'm going to be covering in this game. So what have we taken away from this game? I'm speeding up just to get in one video, by the way. We've taken away the fact that you really, really want more observers than just one. Lots of destruction going on over here. We've taken away probes and pylons. Keep making probes and pylons. I know it's a really kind of basic fundamental, but it's so important. Keeping on top of your chrono boost as a Protoss player, and also rally points are really, 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 really needed in order to be able to make use of all your units at an effective time. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this first cast of a trying to kind of analysis game, and if you want more, please leave a comment and subscribe. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.